What is up, guys? Today's video is going to be a good one. Today's going to be the top 7 mistakes that most automotive photographers make. Let's get the elephant out of the room. Yes. I have like a 7 head, I know. I'm sure I'm going to get comments on it, so just putting that out there. Don't say some goofy shit. But we're going to get right into this one. I have here a list of 7 things that I wrote down that are my biggest pet peeves and or mistakes that I think most automotive photographers make. Number 1, and this is a big one, stop buying other photographers' presets. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. I don't get it. It's all a money grab, no matter what they say. But Evan, the presets, they help me. It's not the final image. You just click in. It's a good starting point. Doesn't matter, guys. Presets are a money grab. Those photographers put that out there because they want your money. They don't care. They usually don't even use the same presets that they use on most of their images. They'll fabricate these, make them a couple bucks. But Evan, it's just the starting point. It doesn't matter, guys. If they want to help you out so much, they just make a video or they tell you their settings and give it to you guys for free. It's all bullshit. It's all a scam in a sense. Yes, you're still getting something in return, but guys, the whole point of being a photographer is make your own. Like, you have to be your own. If you're just using someone else's presets, you're just copying them. It's stupid. The worst is the guy from Europe, I'm not gonna drop his name, is I see dozens of photographers take his, really in my opinion, just downright bad presets, even though that's his style, props to him, he made a big cult following on that. But he sells his presets and people just slap it on their photo and call it a day. Guys, there's no originality to that. Stop it. It's bullshit. You look stupid. I'm just being honest. Like, you're never gonna get anywhere using other people's presets. So stop using them, make your own. Spend that 20 bucks, 30 bucks, however much you spend on presets in gas and go take photos and learn, practice. Stop using presets, it's stupid. Another big one, learn to work with your colors. Guys, I can't stress it enough how many times I see photographers that'll just, blues, teals, 0 saturation. Oranges, yellows, 0 saturation. That's not really gonna get you very far, guys. Trust me, I did the same thing. So a lot of what I'm about to say is I made these mistakes and it's all my opinion. So don't get all butthurt, but I think a lot of these hold true and will relate with a lot of you guys. Learn to work with your colors. Just removing them is not solving anything. Now, my big picture of like a pro photographer is when you're working with companies, when you're doing like marketing, advertising, commercial style stuff. If you look at those, they're not desaturating colors. They're learning to work with it. So everything I'm talking about, kind of take it with a grain of salt. Yes, photography is an art. Everyone sees stuff differently. So even though you might think it's great, then keep with it. But in the grand scheme of things, you're not gonna make it very far if you're just crushing those or removing them. It just looks weird, like gas station photos, 0 on yellow, 0 on orange, and all of a sudden, it just looks bland. Like, just learn to work with them, especially blues. There's nothing worse. Like in Illinois, we have like partially blue plates. Oh my God. Click on someone's photo, the plate is just white. Guys, come on. There's blue in the sky unless it's super cloudy, even then they're still blue. Like, just learn to work with it. Take the time to practice. Again, everything I'm saying in this video all comes down to practice. Don't take the shortcut. Spend the extra 10 minutes tweaking the colors and it's gonna come out 10 times better. And also, if the car is, let's say, blue, custom tailor the blue to the car and then you can adjust the rest with like an adjustment brush and whatnot. That's a whole different video. I'm not gonna get into all that. But take your time and do it right the first time. Don't take shortcuts because it looks like shit. Blurry Rollers. Oh yeah, number 3. This is a very popular one. Now, I know I tend to be definitely more on the picky side. Rollers is one of those things that I kind of grew my name off of, and that's how I become like somewhat known. I'm not like a huge photographer by any means. Rollers is something I take big pride in just because I've spent so many hours practicing and doing it over the years that I think I produce some very, very good rollers, and everything I post is always tack sharp. There's so many people nowadays that are just chasing this ridiculous, let me shoot at 1 second shutter speed. Guys, it's fucking stupid. Your rollers look like shit. They're blurry and it looks like you're going through fucking like light space or whatever in Star Wars when they're just zooming by. It doesn't look realistic. Go look at any ad. Do you see cars? Like, go look at Nissan or Ford, whoever. Look at their marketing stuff. Does this show cars going 3,000 miles per hour? Nope. So stop doing that. Have your shutter speed appropriate. Make it look realistic. Maybe a tiny bit exaggerated, but not this fucking light years bullshit that you guys are posting. It looks goofy. Now, if you can get those and it is tack sharp, and I mean sharp, not this like, oh, I'm gonna crop it far enough out so that way, you know, it looks sharp, but it's not. No, it should be tack sharp. If not, don't post it and adjust your shutter speed accordingly. Stop going for these ridiculous low shutter speeds. It's not cool. It's not. Maybe for the people that are just getting into automotive photography, it looks cool, but once you hit a certain point in your career, you're gonna realize, wow, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And I probably would have had a lot more keepers, a lot more good photos that I could have shared along the way. So, moral of the story, keep your shutter speed at an appropriate speed. Stop trying to get the fastest or the slowest rollers you can. Just not a good look in my opinion. Next, probably the number one excuse I hear from people, or they'll comment it on my photo. Well, if I had better gear, I'd take better pictures. I hate to break it to you, buddy. Gear really doesn't do all that much. Yes. Is there a difference between a crop sensor and a full frame? Yes. Is there a difference between a 50 f1.8 and a kit lens? Yes. But composition and editing will always trump any sort of gear you own. Composition is huge. For the longest time, and this probably ties in with another one of mine, is you should really be shooting landscape. A lot of people, including myself, I did portrait style forever just because I want to look good on Instagram. But the reality is, those photos aren't really gonna go anywhere. Like if I wanted to get published or whatnot, they're not gonna want stuff like that. They really tend to like gravitate towards landscape. So I guess with what I'm trying to say is gear doesn't make everything. Is it nice to have better gear? Absolutely. But if you know what you're doing, like give a pro a $300 camera and someone that's getting into it a $5,000 camera setup, you're gonna see the pro wins every time. So stop using gear as an excuse and practice. Again, practice. There you go. Clout. Ooh. So this ties in with kind of what I just said, is a lot of people are doing the automotive photography for the money and or they're just chasing trends, not really being their own. So back to the whole like portrait thing, and again, I'm super guilty of this, is everything I would take would be in portrait style or orientation. And I probably missed out on some really good shots just because I was trying to make the content perfect for Instagram, which at the end of the day, Instagram sucks. I'm sure most of you guys that are watching this, even if you're an automotive photographer, you know like engagement's trash. Everything now is about reels. Everything is about TikTok. Like if you're a photographer on Instagram, odds are you're probably not growing very much. I'm gonna do another whole video on how I got to 10,000 organically. I've never spent a penny on advertising. I've never bought a like, a follow, none of that shit. And yes, it's shit. If you're buying followers, you already lost. Just get out of here, unsubscribe, get out. It's just, that's a fucking joke to me. So yeah, back to the clout thing. Be original. Make content that you enjoy. Don't chase after whatever's the trend. It's not cool. It's gonna be gone in 2 weeks. Someone else is gonna come out with something different. Do you, and fuck everyone's opinion, fuck whatever's trending. Just keep producing content that you enjoy. Now, this one's debatable. So I've had talks with a couple of friends and they are kind of on both sides of the fence. I can't stand when I see other photographers reaching out to people saying, hey, let's shoot. And then magically it becomes, oh yeah, but here's how much I charge. In my eyes, if I reach out to someone, they're not paying. I don't expect them to pay. Because if they wanted your content, they would have reached out to you. So by you essentially begging them in their DMs and then saying they have to charge, that's just wrong. Like, they didn't want your work, respectfully, or they thought you weren't worth anything. Why are you asking for money? It just looks really scummy in a way. Now, some people, they say that they use it as like marketing. Yeah, do you like when telemarketers call your phone? Well, no, I don't like that. You're doing the same thing in their DMs. So you might want to reassess what you're doing because it's kind of annoying. I'm sure it might work for some of you. But guys, seriously, let your work do the talking. Don't slide in the DMs unless you want to shoot for free. Now, again, this is totally my opinion. So if you want to get butthurt on it, that's totally okay. But if I ever reached out to a potential client, it was for free. If they want a tip, by all means, that's totally fine. But I would never, ever, ever, ever slide into their DMs, message them, email, whatever it may be, and say, hey, let's shoot. Cool. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, here's how much I charge. Don't do that. It's just not, it's not a good look. And trust me, it'll hurt your reputation in the long run. Collages. I haven't seen this as much recently, but I think everyone's seen when they do the 9-block thing on Instagram to make one photo. Wow, that is bad. One, you're gonna lose a ton of engagement because no one wants to see the corner of your fucking wheel on one post and they're going through and it's just 9 just stupid photos. Guys, Instagram really isn't your portfolio. Should you be posting stuff you're proud of? Absolutely. But this whole collage shit, guys, it's not 2016 anymore. Stop doing that. That or like, I've seen people do the 3 pictures in a row. Even that's a little iffy for me. Like, is it appealing? Really, no. Unless someone clicks on your profile and looks at your full like 9-picture feed or whatever you want to call it, your homepage. Otherwise, it just looks stupid. So I would say ditch that and just post really good photos. Don't overcomplicate this. I don't know. I think it's a little wonky. It's totally subjective. I can't get behind that. I've never fully understood it. It just kind of clogs up the feed. And odds are, if I saw someone on my page doing that, boom, unfollowed. I don't want to see that shit. Sorry. Next. Last but not least, this isn't really a mistake, but I never got why people do in their bio, published photographer, professional photographer. Okay. If I was trying to find a photographer to take pictures of my car and I saw professional photographer, you're compensating for something. Just being dead ass. Like, what is the point of putting that? Like, I'm coming to look at your work. I don't really care that you put professional. If you make a penny off of something, guess what? You're considered a professional photographer. The world doesn't need to know that. They should look at your work and be like, damn, that guy's good. Damn, that guy's shit. That's it. Leave it at that. Stop throwing titles. Like, it doesn't mean anything. My favorite, I'm a published photographer. Yeah, you put it on Instagram. You put it anywhere on the internet, you're published. It doesn't matter, guys. Oh, but I was in a magazine. Who cares? Has your client ever been like, oh, were you published? Where were you published? What magazine? Nope. They don't care, guys. So just ditch the silly titles because a lot of times it just shows that you're overcompensating maybe for an insecurity of your photos. Now, of course, there's some people that are actually like legitimately published in professional photographers and they can put that in there. But if you look closely, 99% of them don't do that. So my advice, ditch the shitty titles. It's cheesy, it's stupid, and you're compensating for probably really bad photos. So just ditch that. Just put photographer. Hell, anyone that checks out your profile, they're checking it for a reason. Odds are they saw your photos and they know that you're a photographer. So that's about it, guys. I'm keeping this one short and sweet. This one's a little cutthroat. So a lot of the videos I try to be nice and kind of keep it, you know, real up and bright. But this one, I just wanted to cut to the chase because I see so much bullshit on Instagram and social media nowadays. I think if the new guys see this or someone that's been doing it for a little while, take this advice and I promise